Dudes saying they got their passport and they about to go overseas to find their wife, and you see they have the initials SYSBM in their bio, which is short for Save Yourself Black Man. Those dudes are tricks. These dudes have a firm understanding that they're so socially awkward and so socially inept that they need to pay to have access to coochie. Thing is, they're so broke that they can't afford the cost of women, sex workers here in the United States. So these dudes with warehouse jobs, these the type of Negroes that work on the line up there in Detroit in the car plants, they take their little 35, 40K overseas because it stretches longer.
Talking about how they are sick of women in America and how they're going to get their passports and go overseas and find them a wife. Well, the truth of the matter is you don't want a wife. You want a slave. You want a maid. You want a personal assistant. These women are in dire financial need. And it sickens me that you get online and vocalize and brag about getting your passports and going to these countries with these to get a wife who needs a green card to escape extreme poverty. Whether you pay her family, whether you pay her, no matter what the circumstance is, she is in a dire situation. How dare you capitalize off of the fact that this woman just wants to live and thrive financially. And then you call it a marriage. That's not marriage. It's modern day slavery, and I think that it's sick. I think that it's disgusting, and all you're really doing is sifting yourself from the real divine masculines and alpha males. Because when they walk in the room, we know it. You know why? Because we feel safe. And we're not safe with you. And we know it, and that's why we're disrespectful to you. That's why we don't like you, and that's why we don't give a damn that you're going to another country to find a wife. And while you're there, get the help you need to heal your inner child, because we know that you're unhealed, that you are narcissistic, and that you're a toxic person. So while you're spending your money on your new bride, be sure to get the help that you need to.
Yo! Back at you with another episode. Like, share this episode and all that good stuff. You know. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to talk that talk. And we're going to go out and make it happen. You know. That's what we always do over here. We don't just talk the talk. We walk the walk. You know? So, you know, I know it's Valentine's Day. I guess a lot of couples are celebrating and all that good stuff. Or maybe you're just getting back home from celebrating. And that's cool in the game. I don't see anything wrong with it. But what I would say is, and I always say this, if you have to wait until a holiday to show people around you how much you appreciate them, you're in trouble. That's what I always say. You know, if you have to wait until the holidays come up before you can show your appreciation to the people that's close to you, yeah, That's not good, you know. But hey, that's just me. You might say, hey man, I don't see anything wrong with celebrating the holidays. You know, I've been doing this since I've been living, you know, and that's okay. But I don't get down like that. If I want to do something to show my appreciation for somebody, I don't wait until the holidays. I do it like tomorrow, you know, or the day after. You know, I just do the damn thing. I'll pick up the phone and call them, you know, or I'll go see them. I'll take them somewhere, whatever. But, you know, that's just how I get down. Because, you know, I live life like there's no tomorrow. Because hey, the only guarantee is that hey, one day you're gonna die, and you don't know when that's gonna be. So hey, I don't procrastinate or put things off. I just do it and show it, you know. But hey, maybe it's just me. But check this out before I forget. Check out the don't forget to check out the gear before I forget. If you go to my channel and if you click on the store tab, that's where you're gonna find all the gear. All right. All of it. This happens to be my favorite. This is my favorite. You know, God is great, but respect is better. Yes, sir. You know, doesn't get too much better than respect. Nothing comes before respect. Not even love, you know. But hey, you know, you can get all the gear here. This happens to be one of my favorites. Like I said, you know. And don't forget about the Patreon as well. You go to my Patreon, and the link is going to be below. You know, if you go to my, I think this is I got over 200 posts on here. I didn't even realize that, man. You know, join my underground brotherhood of high performance men. Reclaim your masculine power and become a leader of men. So I got like, you know, crazy interviews, man. What the legend Mickey Royal, you know, $1 million worth of game, street dude, used to be an ex-pimp, adult entertainment director. He's a writer. I think he got about 7 books that he wrote, all on Amazon.com. He wrote a book called I got 2 of them, pimp books, you know, part 1 and part 2. I think this is the latest interview I have. She was a drunk stripper / escort turn life coach, Hannah Spanky. You know, I interviewed her like what, 2 weeks ago. You know, she's cool. You know, she seems to be cool, man. You know, I just met her like 3 weeks ago. You know, but I got hella posts in here, hella posts talking about damn near anything you can imagine. You know, nobody's doing this shit like me when it comes to stuff I talk about. most people don't talk about. They don't talk about. I think most people would probably be afraid to talk about, to be honest. Well, and I understand why most people would be a little um skeptical when it comes to talking about some of the topics and discussions that I have, you know, because it's not hard. It's not easy talking about a lot of this stuff, and a lot of it some people would say it's controversial. It's too controversial. I don't want. I don't think it's. I don't think I want to talk about that. I might piss some people off. I'm not trying to be a politician, so you know that's not my that never was my thing. That never was my MO. You know, I didn't come online. Uh, well, I should say I don't live my life to be. I never want to be a politician. That was never my goal. As a matter of fact, before I came online, I never had the mindset that hey, I'm gonna go online and I want to be a fan favorite. No, that wasn't even. I wasn't even thinking that way. When I came online, 2002. This is during the MySpace days. I was just trying to make more money in sales back in the day. This is in sales. Back in the day, doing the MLM days, direct sales days. I wasn't even thinking about doing videos or, you know, I've been traveling for years, but I never thought about documenting my travels or talking about relationships. No, I didn't even think about that. At the time, I just wanted to have more income outside of my job because I never could make enough money on a job. Never, you know. So I knew at some point in time I was gonna have to make my own way, you know. Cause see, to me, it's all about peace of mind at the end of the day. It's not really, it's not about love all the time. It's about peace of mind. That's what it's really all about. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. I can go to bed at night. I can sleep good. The fucking the damn building ain't gonna fall in. The world ain't gonna end. I got enough food to eat. The damn bills paid. I don't have to worry about the bills. Peace of mind. I can hang around the people I want to hang around. I don't have to I don't have to work that job. I don't have to take that interview. I can say no. You know what I'm saying? Peace of mind. I don't have to hang around people that I don't like. You know, and if you work a job, you work with people that you don't like on your job. That's just a given. You know what I'm saying? So I got tired of that shit. I'm not good when it comes to playing politics. I'm not good at doing any of that stuff. I can't fake it till you make it. I'm not good at doing this. I'm not good at lying. Some people put on a good face and just throw around words that don't mean anything. You know, athletes and entertainers are probably the best. Athletes, entertainers, and people on the job, they're the best at that. They'll put on a good face. Now, people are saying stuff that they know is some bullshit, but they'll go along with it anyway because it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? Plus, if the right person sees or hears what I said, I can get some brownie points and I can get rewarded, and maybe something might come out of it that I can capitalize on. So that's that. People are doing that. People are good at playing that game. A lot of athletes are good at doing it too. I give you an example. If you ask one of them football players, hey, who do you prefer to be starting quarterback? They'll be like, well, it don't matter to me. I play to win. You know what I'm saying? Whoever they got back there, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do the best. I'm gonna do my job, and they'll go on and on and on. It's bullshit. But they don't want to say what they really want to say. They'll say they don't want to ruffle no feathers, so they'll say, they never answer directly the damn near no question like the politicians do. If you say, hey, who who's the best quarterback in the NFL? Well, Tom Brady, he's the GOAT. No, I didn't say who's the greatest of all time. I said who's the best quarterback. You say they won't even answer. It's like they'll just go, they'll hear what one person says, and they'll just keep it going, just repeat the same shit. They're the best at doing it. And other people, other guys, because I'm talking about the guys, women, they go along and get along for the most part. Very few women will think for themselves and do something different. It's very few, But guys are starting to be more like women today more than ever. A lot of guys are cowards. They don't stand up. They don't take a stand. Most guys that and I know, you don't really know where they stand when it comes to anything. Think about it. You really don't know where they stand once it come to anything. You might have an idea, but you might have known this guy 5, 10, 15 years. You might not know how he stands when it comes to simple shit. Like, hey, what do you think about politics? What do you think about uh, you know, the city where we live? Y'all never talked about it. Because he never bothered to talk about it. Because he didn't want to talk about it. Or what do you think about the girl that we work with? He don't want to say. He never wanted to talk about it. Most guys, most people, I should say, they avoid confrontation. Yeah, they avoid all forms of confrontation. Because it's like, this is they don't want to ruffle no feathers. They don't want to piss nobody off. And then see, the problem with that is once you start doing that, that leads to you becoming a people pleaser. Your whole life becomes like that. Your woman might ask, your girlfriend or your wife might ask you, hey, how do I look in this dress? Like, even if she looks like a hot mess, you say, oh, it's okay, you look good. And you're gonna let her walk outside looking like a hot mess. And you know that you didn't like what she had on, but you didn't want to hurt her feelings. So you was like, oh, it's all good. And that, those lies, some people call them white lies, but it's just lies. Those lies that you keep telling, it starts to trickle down all facets of your life. And then over time, you lose yourself. You don't even know who you are no more. You might think you know who you are. You really don't. And then on top of that, you have to remember the lies. You have to remember the damn lies you told. See, if you tell the truth, you don't got to remember. It's easy telling the truth. Shit, all you got to do is say it one time, and 9 times out of 10, they going to remember what you said. You won't have to remember. They will. And whatever you said, the truth, truth don't have to be validated, and you don't have to remember, and you can live with it. So it's all good, But when you keep lying like that, you lose yourself, and eventually, you kind of sell you become like a simp, a master simp. You lose your masculinity slowly but surely. That's what happens. And you can't say you love yourself if you lie like that all the time. There's no way in hell. There's no way. There's no way in hell you can say, "Oh, I love myself." No, you don't. No way. You know what I'm saying? Hey, love starts with you inside. Doesn't start outside. No. If you don't love yourself, it's impossible to love anybody else. Oh, you can try. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work. It's gonna crumble. That relationship is gonna fall like the Titanic. It ain't gonna work. And a lot of people, they keep trying. When they look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. They're having plastic surgery. They're doing all kind of shit, and then they'll justify why they had to have the plastic surgery. And a lot of guys will go along. They will agree with whatever the woman thinks. They'll say, "Well, if a woman wants to get plastic surgery, that's her prerogative. If she thinks it can enhance how she look, make her feel better, hey, that's cool. I don't see anything wrong with it." Okay. To what extent, though? Because, a lot of these surgeries, people are risking their lives to have these damn surgeries. Some people are dying. Some people are getting these hydrogel. I don't know where they get it done at a hotel somewhere. I've been hearing. Oh, I think they might have fly down to the DR, Colombia, somewhere. Yeah, they getting these backdoor deals. Some people are dying. Some women are dying because of this shit. So you trying to say that's okay? Is the risk worth? Is your life worth getting hydrogel in your ass or having the plastic surgery? Is it? I don't think it's worth it. But a lot of guys will say different. They'll say, "Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You hate, man. You know what I'm saying? If she don't like how she look, it should be her prerogative. It's all right, man." That's what a lot of guys say. And they say it because they don't want to piss the woman off. That's all it is. It don't really got too much to do with how he feels, really. I mean, look at some of these entertainers, some of these Instagram models. They look a hot mess, man. A lot of these women don't look good, man, with all that plastic surgery. And we know it, but a lot of these guys ain't gonna say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Especially a lot of these entertainers, because they know if they say the wrong thing about the wrong person, they'll cut their little money off. They won't get no more checks. They won't have those opportunities won't be coming in as fast as they used to. So now you're just a high paying slave now. You're just a slave. You're like a fucking monkey, a gopher, they got a leash on your neck, and every time they throw you a bag, you jump. You're like a slave. You're just a high paying slave. And I don't want to be nobody's slave. I always wanted to do my own thing, be my own man. I left home when I was like, 20 years old? And I haven't been back. Of course I go to visit, but you can't buy me. Can't buy my integrity. My values and who I am as a man. You can't buy me. You can't. And it's all kinds of ways. If I was a scam artist, I know how to get guys jammed up. All you need is women, alcohol, and get them high. White women work better than and most of these other women too, by the way. So if I was a scam artist, I know how to get most guys. I know how to get them hemmed up. It's easy, and record labels do it all the time. Record labels do it all the time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah. So it's a doggy dog out here, man. You just have to know, be aware of certain things. And the bad news is, if you don't know, there's a good chance it's going to be used against you, what you don't know. And most people, they ain't going to tell you shit. They'll hang around you for weeks, months, years, taking advantage of your ass. And they'll say, "Oh, I love you, man." Yeah, because the money's still coming in. Long as them checks keep coming in and he's still getting paid because you paying him. He's on your payroll, he or she. Oh, they love you then, boy. And everybody throws around that word a lot. I love you, man. They do it in basketball, football, they do it a lot. But it doesn't mean the way it sounds. People will say, "Oh, I love you," because you're basically fulfilling a need that they have. That's all it is. You have to know the difference. They just fulfilling a need. You're just fulfilling a need that they have. That's all. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't even known them that long. They don't even really know you. You've known them 2, 3 months, 6 months. That ain't long enough. They don't really know who you are at the core because you haven't showed them. You don't even know them because they haven't showed who they really are. At 3 to 6 months, you don't know nothing about that person, man or woman. That's just reality. Sure, y'all might have a good time together, had good sex, great. But that don't mean y'all might have a strong connection or is growing or getting better, great. And she might say, "Oh, I love you." I mean, the reality is she don't. That's not true. Now, I wouldn't tell her she's a liar to her face because I know what it is. I just say, "Hey, that's nice to know." That's nice to know somebody loves me. But I won't, I know what it is. she loved the sex, And another thing, a broken woman will swear that if you give her good sex, she'll swear that she's in love. That's the thing. A lot of women that are broken up, they get like that. So I understand how that could happen, how that could go sometimes, That's why I don't get him head over heels or so fast. I take things slow. Because I was taught how people come in is usually how they leave. How people come in is usually how they leave. Yep, that's usually how it go. How people come in is usually how they leave, man. If they come in fast, they leave fast. If they come in slow, they usually stay for a long time. Usually. You know what I'm saying? And that's been pretty much my experience all my life. The people that it took me a while to get to know them, they're still around to this day. I still talk to them still to this day. Now I might not see them all the time, but I can pick up the phone and call them. Because it took me a while to get to know them. We didn't have sex the first night. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have sex the first night. And that's okay. But yeah. But it's not self-image is probably the most self-image and confidence and loving yourself is probably the most critical thing when it comes to just being a man. Self-image, you're never going to go as far as your self-image. How you see yourself? Oh man. Whew. Well, that's half the game right there. You if you can't see yourself doing something, it's over. If you don't believe that you can do it, or you should be doing it, or you worth it, it's over. Self-image, boy. Whew. Self-image and shame is a motherfucker. Whew, boy. I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. Self-image and shame is a motherfucker. Man. I mean, if you can't get them two things right, if you can't get self-image and confidence, if you can't get that right, nothing else is gonna work. You're gonna always have to start all over again. Start, quit, start, quit. This is why a lot of people don't really do very much in life. Because you have to understand, whatever you try to do, especially when it comes to change or doing something new, somebody's going to come along and try to shame you and make you feel bad and be like, yo, that shit don't work. Somebody going to say something like that. And if you don't have the self-image, confidence to be like, the hell with that. Hell, what you talking about? If you don't have that in you to clap back or just be like, hey, what you talking about don't even matter. You don't have that in you, you're not going to go very far. Because most people that you have around you are very negative. Most people don't have a lot of positive influences around them. Oh, they might have grew up with them, but as they got older, they started working and hanging out. These people are not the most positive people in the world. You know, a lot of these people, think about it. Most of your friends, even some of your family members, they haven't done very much of anything since they've been living. They haven't accomplished very much of anything. Stuff they talk about is not even impressive to me. They talk about buying cars and shit. Well, I'm talking people buy cars every day. Somebody buying a car right now, probably on the West Coast, some shit like that. Or in another country, somebody's buying a car right now. People, that shit happen every day. That ain't nothing impressive about that. You know, that ain't shit. We're talking about all the girls he got, bro. That ain't shit, bro. Who cares? That ain't nothing to brag about. That's young shit. We did that shit when we was in the 20s. That when you're in your 30s and 40s, 50s, that shit ain't impressive no more. Well, we don't even talk about that shit. If you bang a bunch of girls, great, good for you. I'm glad you had a good time. But nobody gives a fuck. That's just reality. Nobody's impressed with that. Yeah, you got a beautiful girl. She's cute. Great. That's good for you. But nobody else cares. You trying to impress your buddies. Who cares? Why are you trying to impress? Why are you trying to impress your buddies? You should be trying to impress yourself. That's who you should be trying to impress. Why are you competing against other people? You should be competing against yourself. That's who you should be competing against. And we grow up like this for probably our when we leave the house for first 15, 20 years, we outside. By the time we hit late 30s, early 40s, we realize, man, most of these people didn't give a fuck about me all this time. But I done waste 15, 20 years trying to impress them. They don't give a fuck. Most of them are gone. You don't see them no more. You don't even talk to them. You done wasted all your time and money around a bunch of losers, basically. You know what I'm saying? You don't even talk to these people no more. They don't even show up. You don't even know where most of them at. Most of them are gone somewhere. They moved away or whatever. They don't even call you no more. They changed the phone number. You might have changed your phone number. You might have seen them on Facebook past 2-3 years because of the pandemic. Everybody was in the house, so they started registering for Facebook accounts because they were bored at home and had shit to do. So maybe they might have Googled your name, or maybe being that we have smartphones now, the smartphone usually sends you recommendations to Facebook saying, hey, this person, you might know this person. Facebook does that now with and that's how you found some of your old classmates or your old buddies, and then when you click on the picture and see some of your old buddies or your old gals, you be like, man, I ain't seen him in 10, 15, 20 years. He still ain't shit. And then you be like, I'm glad I don't fuck with him no more. Or I'm glad I don't fuck with that bitch no more. But you realize, man, these motherfuckers still ain't shit. It wasn't shit in high school, wasn't shit in college, and he still ain't shit. And you were wasting your time hanging with them all this time, and maybe you didn't know no better. But as you get older, hopefully you get better, understand who you are, and who they are, and you keep it moving, you know. But at the end of it, when everything's said and done, it's all about peace of mind and happiness. And one day you're gonna die, and it's gonna be a handful of people at your bedside. Ain't gonna be no 20 people or 500 people. No, it's gonna be a handful of people. No more than 10. You know, they're gonna come to your bedside. Might be your wife, your husband, your kids. Might come in and see you for one last time, and that's gonna be it. Ain't gonna be lights out for you, buddy. All your high school and college friends, they ain't gonna be there. They probably wasn't shit anyway, but they ain't gonna be there. Yeah, they might. Some of them might show up at the funeral if you have a funeral. Maybe you believe in cremation or whatever. I don't know, but some of them might show up at the funeral. But even some of them might not show up at the funeral either. I've seen situations where the motherfuckers didn't show up at the funeral, man. You done spend all this time around these people that claim they love you so much. They didn't even have enough respect for you to show up at the funeral. You know, you wasted all this time. You've been living for it. The dude might have died. I'll give you an example. I have a cousin, he died at what? Shit, he didn't even make it to 60. I think he's like late 50s when he died. You know, and it was less than what? It was like 50 people at the damn funeral. 50 people at a church that hold 2,000 people. That's an empty ass church. The church holds 2,000 people. 50 people in there for his funeral. That's sad. You know, that's really sad. So he just can't he lived his life. He came and he got what, 2 kids, a daughter and a son, wife, you know. So at least he'll be remembered in some type of way. He got a grandkids too, yeah. But there's some people, man, that they don't got no kids, no wife in sight. And they're not even thinking about getting married. They're not thinking about having no kids, none of that shit. They're going to just die off, and it's like, and they won't ever be remembered. There's some people that actually think like this, you know, young and old. You know, that shit, that's not normal. That's not a normal way of thinking. We're put on this planet to reproduce. We're going to put on this planet to, I don't know, pump and dump, whatever. or just party your life away and run through men and women and do all this degenerate sexual shit, weirdo shit, you know, fucking with boys and young girls and all this degenerate behavior people are doing now. You know, that's weirdo shit. You're supposed to be with a man and a woman. That's how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to look at the same. You're not. If you're a man, you're not supposed to look at another man and be like, "Hey, I love you, man. If you don't get your ass off me, take that." You know, that's some weirdo shit, man. Or if you're a woman and you say, "Oh, I'm a lesbian," come on. I mean, let's use some common sense here. If we got the same thing, it don't take a genius to figure this out. If we got the same thing, we ain't supposed to be together. Huh? You know, it don't take a genius to figure this out. All you gotta do is look down. I got a pecker. She got a vajayjay. Now it looks like something's supposed to go inside there. You know, it looks like it's we all matched up. Even if you playing around, even little kids can figure this out. See, little kids have enough sense to know that, hey, I got something that's hanging down. Her hang now. Well, look, I'm supposed to, if I can find the hole. You ain't got to be a genius to figure this out. But you got these weirdos and degenerates in this society, really around the world, really. They want to come up with their own shit, and be like, hey, it's all about the love, right? That's what it's all about, the love. I'm like, no, it ain't about love all the time. No, it's about peace of mind. Peace of mind and happiness. And every man and woman, really, should find their own peace of mind and happiness. And it don't gotta be just North America. It can be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be. There's no one place on this planet when it comes to peace of mind and happiness. It could be anywhere. You have to figure that out on your own. Now, maybe some people can help you out, but no one can tell you what it's gonna take to have your own peace of mind and happiness. You know what I'm saying? But some people will try to tell you otherwise because they want things to go their way, or they want the narrative to go the way they want it to go. Because there's a lot of politics and within the mainstream media and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But hey, at the end of the day, it's your life, and you got to do what works best for you. Not for your kids, not for your wife, not for your parents, not for your husband. So that's about it, man. That's about all I got. Anyone want to come on and say something? I'm gonna put the link in here. And other than that, I'm put the link in here. But if not, I'm out. I'm out. It's 10:05. And I know a lot of people probably outside eating candy and shit at the restaurant. I want my girl, man. I want my girl. We had such a good time. Oh, man. That's cool, man. But yeah, But hey, don't forget to check out my Patreon and the Love Can't Wait podcast and all that good stuff. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.
Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the stallion that I like. Hair from Cali, I live in the valley. Then you look sexy.